Okay, now? I think it should work now. No, the commentator did not die. The mic just stopped working. I cannot wait till I get that new PC. So, currently Mohamed Colombo out in pole position, 219.5. Thomas Varkish in P2, 221.5. Then Theodore Anderson, 221.9. And Eldrick Sanchilds with a 222.5. Edward Penner currently not on an out lap. On a flying lap with the Lamborghini here. Let's have a look at current qualifying information. That does look a little bit better. So, rough start to the stream, but now we roll. Edward Penner into the bus stop chicane of the infamous corner. One of the best overtaking opportunities probably on this track. We didn't really get to see the track, we'll do that. We might do that, but we could just introduce you while we're here in qualifying. Spa-Francorchamps, obviously everybody knows that track and it's such a classic track, it's a beautiful track. We didn't really have the best history with this regarding the Formula 1 tiers. But here in LMU it's looking quite decent. Edward Penner. That last lap was seemingly invalid. It's quite easy to invalid your lap time here at the infamous corner or Rouge or more like Radion. If you take it too tight, then you might invalid your lap there. Flying a bit on the radar here, we had Eldrick St. Jules, who just improved to P2, but still Mohamed Colombo out in front with a massive gap, but there are still 7 LMGT3 drivers yet to set a lap time from those who are in the lobby. For the LMP2 class, everybody that was in for today, that checked in for today, has joined the lobby. For LMGT3, also all cars in the lobby, but we're still missing 3 of the hypercars. So now watching Edward Penner going around Blanchimont. This is a really difficult corner for multi-class racing. It's quite easy to get caught by a hypercar or an LMP2 here as a GT3, and then you'll definitely need nerves of steel because you cannot change your line, otherwise it's gonna result in a collision, and it can be quite difficult to not do that because the temptation is quite high, seeing a car come with 300 kilometers an hour towards you. Edward Penner now to the line, 2:24.7. There is definitely more time to find for the Lamborghini driver. But let's have a look at Corey Jason. He's currently in the middle section on the track in that Lexus, the championship leading Lexus in fact. Quite indeed. But I think he's got that car under beautiful control at the moment. He's gotten rid of the extra weight applied to him last time around, so we'll see what he's able to do. So I think for our winners, for LMGT3, I don't know, the grid is quite competitive. I think the win is... Yeah, I think the grid I think it's really open to anyone. I think you cannot count out anyone for this race win. But Corey Jason P5 at the moment. But I think looking at Mohamed Colombo's qualifying performance, he's absolutely flying in that Ferrari car. And he's practiced a lot, I know that. So I think Mohamed Colombo might be the favorite. Yes, he was practicing the entire last week, so I think we should definitely look towards him, because his season was really one to forget. As for the LMP2 class, I think it's going to be... We have Ronald Martinez, Joe Jean, and Jasper Kuismanen here. I think those three are going to be the ones to look out for. But I think without the added weight, Jasper Kuismanen is the favorite here personally to win. And then for the hypercar class, I think considering it's 4 cars at the moment, at least one more to join hopefully. As the 2 Toyotas have decided to pull out last second. Which is a shame. But yeah. That will unfortunately result in 2 new Toyota drivers. But oh well, it is what it is. Let's look at what the LMGT3 and LMP2 grid can produce today. So looking at the timings, it's still Mohamed Colombo up in front. The gap has gone down to 9/10 with Aldrich St. Jules in seconds. Theodor Andersen in P3 currently, and then Thomas Markish in P4. Now Corey Jason, a man on a mission. He's not the championship leader for nothing, so Jason now into the final chicane. On the throttle, and where is he gonna put the Lexus? He's gonna stay in P5 actually. He could have improved on that lap to P4. Actually to P3 he just did. The timing is just a little bit delayed. Apologies for that. But I don't think he's got more time. Not too sure who it was. This is the second Ferrari of Ranjiv Kalsi, the man who won last time around for McLaren in the number 59 car. He's been picked up by the AF Course team to join Mohamed Colombo. And the fast lane for the LMP2 class will be open in just a minute. One of the new guys, Marvin Ludwig, in the number 77 Ford Mustang. The new main driver after Carroll decides to call it a day. Seemingly he could make the times, but good to see that car back on track after missing both Mustangs last time around. It is a beautiful car, I can definitely say that. Number 77 Ford Mustang, Proton competition, the team behind it, and into the bus stop. Hard on the brakes. Gets the car rotated and then down the main straight to the line. It's currently P10. This is gonna be an improvement. It's seemingly not an improvement. Theodor Andersen, car number 31, currently in P4. Having some brake issues, but P4 is not too bad. Mohamed Colombo still out on track and he's flying. Looking forward to increase that gap. The LMP2 cars are coming out into the track now. Number 55, of course, Ferrari into the bus stop. Sticking that lap. And to the line. What's gonna be? It is gonna be an improvement to 90.2. It is a McLaren, Thomas Varkish. It wasn't Thomas Varkish, it was Roland Dozer, the man who got P2 last in Bahrain. But now let's look at the LMP2 class. Joe and Jean leads them. They have one McLaren up in front. Oh, was the McLaren just off into the gravel? Retired to the pit lane. The man who won last time around, and he's probably gonna be one of the favorites today again in maybe I'll turn you up a little. Problems every time I tap out it starts lagging. Okay, there we land. John G from Norschler through Rouge. It is flat in GT3 and it's certainly flat in LMP2, and it's quite hard to invalidate here in a prototype. Way harder than in GT3. Trail braking into the first chicane off the track. Oh, and a slightly loose rear. I don't think the tires are up to temperature yet. So Timo, that is also my prediction with a hypercar field this small. It can only get better. That's a good thing. Especially with Le Mans arriving soon, we can have a lot more hypercars and therefore a lot more racing. Now John Jean. So let's go for it. Oh, and that is a bit too much off the road he goes. Let's watch Noah Schler complete his lap. Gonna be the first time in the LMP2 class. It's a 2.85. Cameron Thompson lines up alongside with a 2.90. Jasper Kuismanen onto pole with a 2.72. Joe Jean with a 22.4. Obviously with that little spin that didn't really help on Rob English. There's Team Jota car. 2.91. This is the number 22 United Autosports car of Ronald Martinez, and he's also having a little moment there. So out of the presumable favorites to win, it's currently only Jasper Kuismanen who has had it set a valid lap time. Though Joan G has just locked out purple in the first sector. It might be, it was really close, but I think it is still valid. Obviously it could also be invalidated, but now we'll see once he crosses the timing timing mark. I don't know really how to say it. That track's time for sector 2. Reventer currently 6 to 59. Yeah, certainly a mistake. It's now over the line. Jasper Kuismanen, the first driver of the bunch. And John Jean goes wide again. Not really a stay, it seems. Can't really keep the car straight going into the final turn. I don't think any of the LMP... No, Schlur has actually improved by a bit. Jasper Kuismanen now arriving, interestingly enough. In the last sector. Oh yeah, he was the car that went straight on. Still sitting in P1 by a comfortable margin. There's Robert English. Getting out of the way. It's because my lone prema today, as Jack van Deren is not going to be with us today here in Spa-Francorchamps, as well as Monza, which is up next. See, but at the moment we shall DM the two remaining drivers that are yet to join the lobby. Being Thomas Robertham, as well as Isaac Busby, as now Jasper Kuismanen. Comes around the final turn, and it is a new personal best. It's a new overall best with a 2.67, extending his margin on pole. Robert English of the two United Autosports cars. The 284, and Jasper Kuismanen goes straight on. I think that is a retirement into the pit lane. Or not a retirement, but a return to the pit lane. Not a retirement, it's a return to the pit lane. So let's watch Cameron Thompson, one of the two CLX racing cars. Current in the middle section of the track. For CLX racing, it has been a bit of a mixed season. Teammate Ari Venter has received 2 penalty points after an incident with a GT3 car in Fuji, so he'll definitely won't be too happy about that. But as long as he doesn't pick up 3 more penalty points in this season, which isn't too long already. After this season, there are only 4 races remaining. Mainly really because the season isn't that long altogether. Now Cameron Thompson to the line. Middle sector was good, middle sector not so much. It's not enough for an improvement. And it is a return to the pit lane. It's Ronald Martinez. Now someone closes the gap to Jasper Kuismanen. It's not really not a good experience to see that push, which is actually the number 22 United Auto Sports car. Martinez is still improving, which is a good sign. He's gonna cross the line. Is it an improvement? Yes, it is, but it's very minor. The gap remains 6/10. So we got 3 more seconds left. No, 3 not seconds, 3 more minutes. Apologies for that. What a camera angle that is to really see the speed of these cars. It's kind of a step up from the GT3 cars. Obviously, the LMP2, the top class of ELMS. And we won't really get rid of them in the future. We're just gonna have another place as Jonesy goes P3 just a couple of thousands behind Ronald Martinez. At the moment, it looks like Jasper Kuismanen has the upper hand against these two drivers. But you'll never know what is going to happen next. Still with John Jean absolutely sending it. Now at the start of Sector 2. He's blocked out the purple middle sector, the purple first sector again. But at the moment, he's looking like he's definitely on for second place at the moment. Oh, it's again really sending, throwing that Alpine into Pohon. Which is a fast car nonetheless, but that didn't help him at all. Oh, and I think he's taking a bit too much here. From everything, let's look at his second sector, and it is a yellow sector indeed, and that wasn't a good sector whatsoever. This is definitely a bit better. Oh, apologies for that. So he'll have to try again, but he just took way too much risk there. He's got time for one more run. So now the hypercars are allowed to leave their pit lane. The two Ferraris, number 51 and number 50, coming out, and it's looking like it's gonna be a Ferrari versus Porsche battle here tonight. Unfortunately, only Jonesy now sitting in P2. Jasper Kuismanen improving even more. Ronald Martinez doesn't have anything to say against that. It's gonna be P3 at the very best for him, as Cameron Thompson went purple in Sector 1. Oh, but that gravel trap has cost him an improvement. I think that improvement has just cost him a time. Noah Schleur went even quicker in Sector 1. But the gap is this minor, it's probably not going to make a big difference. Number 23 United Auto Sports currently in P4 behind his teammate. and over 2 seconds down in the middle sector. So it's all down to Joe and Jean really, who's found a lot of time in sector 1. What about sector 2? He's over a second down in that sector. Still a good lap nonetheless, but he's definitely gonna find a lot of time here. Seemingly running a way lower wing than Jasper Kuismanen. In third sector, this is gonna help him a lot here in this last sector as well, in the first sector. It's gonna... Is it enough to balance out the middle sector? It is not. It's not an improvement in position for Joe and Jean. Herman Thompson, the last car that is currently out on the lap. So now the hypercars already on the final straight. Omar Ali still sitting in the pit lane. Let's look at the Ferrari of Norbert Precker. Let's be with him. The usual times for hypercars are around the 2-minute mark. They can definitely go quicker, but with current track temperatures, I think we're looking at 2.2 here, maybe a 2.1. Absolutely sending that Ferrari 499P through our Rouge and Radeon. And yes, I can say to greetings, Arthur, Max's cat. So we are the greeting cats. I mean, Hypercar has had some of the best battles, but also always the worst attendance out of all the classes, which is not really that good for the flagship category. So we have to find 3 more pretty active drivers. But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. And who would have thought? Over 1.9 seconds quicker than Jasper Kuismanen in that first sector alone. It's almost like these cars had a 40 km/h speed advantage, if not more. Few lags going on for Precker. So Precker to the line he comes, and it is a 2-2-2. What a lap! What a nice lap then, to say. Omar Ali still in the pits. There it comes. It's not picking up your audio, isn't it? It's not even for me on Discord. Reese Weber right behind Ali spins into the pit lane. Even thought myself seemingly made a mistake. Number 50, Ferrari. Go to the toilet real quick. Maybe try to reconnect. So I am back. Ben Marceau just has left us. Technical issues. Not really a good first season, but oh well. I mean, no one ever said it's gonna be easy, no. So, Kuismanen chasing down the time of Precker. Oh, big clock up there for Kuismanen. Into the gravel trap he goes. Omar Ali. A lot of people have said he's gonna be the driver to look out for, as Ali kisses the gravel himself. The Porsche driver, over 4 tenths in sector 1 alone. Seemingly confident he can take it really low rearing here. Yeah, this guy is just incredible crazy. Oh, with the departure of the two Toyota cars, I think he might be the favorite to win the title, as well as this race is going to cross the line, and it's a 2-minute flat. 2-minute flat. 0.5 for Omar Ali. That is a really good lap for the Porsche driver. One of his teammates, Norbert Precker, throwing that Porsche all around the racetrack. High speed, throwing the car in, absolute confidence, car control, absolute peak. And I have no idea how he's doing that, but I do know that he's very, very good at it. And keep on with it and push more and more and more that hypercar to the limits. Full speed on, and look at the speed of that hypercar. The Porsche 963 found over a second. What are you doing, Ali? Once whatever you are taking, he's gonna cross the line, and it's gonna be a 1:59.5. Absolutely extraordinary lap time there from the Porsche, and just incredible pace. What does the AF Course team have to answer to that? Norbert Precker, now in the last sector on his own. I don't think he's gonna get to Omar Ali, but he's definitely gonna catch the race weather in the number 50 Ron AF Course Ferrari. Precker to the line he comes, and it'll be an improvement, only 13 thousandths behind the number 6 Porsche Penske, who's right now here up in front on a timed lap on his own. Porsche is just looking like an absolute powerhouse here. Reese Webber not too far down on his teammate at the moment, but now the middle section. This is where most time can be gained. It is definitely the most technical section out of them all. Oh, and there goes Weber onto the gravel. That is not ideal. Which Kuismanen, number 50. Ferrari A, of course, not having a really good middle sector whatsoever. Seemingly struggling in that Ferrari car at the moment. Braking, and I think that was too early on the brakes, could definitely see that. Kuismanen now going a little bit wide as well on the exit. He's still got time for one more lap to get off. All into the pits and Precker in the pits, so it's all down to Weber and Kuismanen. So, Reese Webber, he's not too far down on his teammate as it stands at the moment. Little wiggle here didn't help, and it's the 1.2 seconds that Ali finds in sector 2. Just get a level of confidence in that Porsche that no one else does. Going into the final corner, Weber is now gonna slam the throttle. Kuismanen improves, I think. Weber to the line. It's an improvement. Kuismanen in the pits, so he's gonna start from the back of this hypercar, this very small hypercar field. So yeah, that is it. So, and that is your grid for today. It's a Porsche 1-2 here in Spa. Omar Ali ahead of Reese Webber, number 5, then number 6. Then Norbert Precker and Umut Kuismanen, the number 51 ahead of the number 50 Ferrari. In the LMP2 class, Jasper Kuismanen leads Joan Jean and Ronald Martinez, his teammate Noah Schleur, lining up alongside the United Autosports car. Then in 9th place it's Robert English, and in 10th place is Cameron Thompson in P11 Ari Venter. And then the LMGT3 grid led by Mohamed Colombo in the Ferrari, second pole of the season, leading the two Lexus cars. Corey Jason ahead of Eldrick St. Jules. Then Theodore Anderson in the number 31 BMW out of Thomas Vauquez in the number 59 McLaren, the car that won last time out. Mauro Lataio in P17 ahead of Ada Ilan in P18, P19 Roland Dozer, and P20 last time winner Ranjit Kalsi. And on the last row of the grid, Edward Penner ahead of Marvin Ludwig. And I don't think there's anyone else on the grid. So let's look at this Porsche 1-2. The black accents belong to Omar, the white accents to Reese Weber. So they're gonna lead the LMP2 field. And then the LMGT3 field. So, 11 rows of cars.
Formation
Not an awful lot. Reminds me more of the 2023 season than more of the 2022 season than the 2023 season. With a very, very compact hypercar field consisting of 4 cars. This time it's not a Glickenhaus in a modified LMP1, it's 2 Ferraris against 2 Porsches. But hey, at least it's an even fight. And we still got 2 more other categories, so let's not count on them. So, they come onto the straight. It's a 2x2 order. As they say, double file. The blue lights flashing to the left, the pink lights flashing to the right, and it's a 1-2 for Porsche, and it's go, go, go! Here in Spa, and Omar with a great getaway down to turn 1. Reese Weber late on the brakes, trying to challenge his teammate as they're gonna go side by side down the straight. We hear a little bit of banging wheels in the back, but everyone has gotten away. The 2 Porsches going side by side through a Rouge. I think that Rebel thought it wasn't worth to hold up against his teammates. The 2 Ferraris currently side by side right behind them. And there goes Norbert Brecker on his teammate in the LMP2 field. It's currently Ronald Martinez against his teammate. John G not with the best start, I think. Oh, there's a United Autosports call. That is Ronald Martinez, and that is John G into the wall. Gravel trap. Now see Corey Jasper making his move on Mohamed Colombo, taking the lead of the LMGT3 field. Alric St. Jules, not the best start. Theodore Anderson following the Ferrari and the Lexus in P3. Mohamed Colombo trying to find a way past the bulky Lexus in the sleek Ferrari car. And that is your opening lap, and I think there was only 1 car that we lost on this lap. It's all calm somewhat, then 2 Porsches already flying away, but Human Koopmeister is not letting go of that Ferrari car up in front. 51 Ferrari. Currently the gap being 4 tenths between them. And session tower, yes please, there it is, finally. So, John Jean making us way up the LMGT3 field, the LMP2 prototype, flying past them. Now see this pack of 3 cars, Theodore Anderson leading the McLaren of Thomas Varkish. And there goes Eldrick St. Jules around the outside. Thomas Varkish late on the brakes there against Theodore Anderson. The BMW is gonna have the better run, but runs out wide. There goes the Lexus. And there comes the LMP2. Flashing light signaling, I am not your fight. And they let him go, Eldrick St. Jules against Theodore Anderson. Was anything, and Thomas Varkish being compromised on the exit there. Because there's John G. It's now Mohamed Colombo and Corey Jace now having a fight on their own. Let's have a look at the fight from the LMGT3 now. There goes the LMP2 from behind. And Mohamed Colombo tucking into the toe of Corey Jason. And they already got a 1 second gap, a 2 second gap to Thomas Varkish in the LMP3 field. LMGT3 field that way. Don't have prototypes here. So, Mohamed Colombo right up behind the Lexus. Corey Jason running out wide. Colombo smelled a chance. And he's not letting go of Jason's rear wing. Now he's gotten a better run. This time he's that much closer. Jason seems a little bit more confident in the corner entry. Late on the brakes there for the Lexus championship leader. Oh, and he's running out wide again. See here a little battle. Ronald Martinez against Cameron Thompson in LMP2. Jasper Kuismanen leads the prototypes of the LMP2 field. Adolf Norschner and Ronald Martinez, the two United Autosports cars. Well, these two are having a fight on their own. Down the inside goes the Jota car. And now it's a drag race down to a Rouge. Jota. Has Ronald Martinez done enough? No, there's Cameron Thompson on the inside, but the Jota car goes past the CLX Racing cars and moves up into 4th position. English getting a podium last time around, but Thompson is not done yet. But the 47 going to the inside, the 28 trying to hold its own against it. They go side by side, a little bit of wheel banging. This is what makes prototype racing interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Around the outside goes the Jota car, and the golden car overtakes the silver car. This is some incredible racing here. I think English might be able to pull away now. So we see 3 big cars going at it. The Lexus getting chased by the 2 BMWs. So look how aggressive that M4 GT3 Evo is looking. Oh, it's not the Evo version yet, it's the regular GT3 version. But still, it's just got a so menacing look. But I don't think Theo Anderson's got the pace. And BMW might consider inverting the 2 cars here. There goes Marlon Attire on Theodore Anderson. A bit of struggling for 31. Some throttle issues. Not really how they would have liked their start. Their debut this season. Roland Dozer coming up behind that car. Harry Venter into the pit lane. This is a retirement for the 37. Oh no, it's a surf drive-through penalty. Oh, there goes Mohamed Colombo on Corey Jason. What a timing! Jason almost loses the car there, but Colombo is through. Jason somehow caught that car and prevented pretty dangerous spin there. It's going to tuck in behind the Ferrari car. The Ferrari 396, as small as it is, it's not going to give the Lexus a lot of slipstream here. Corey Jason still got that big V8 to help him. The Lexus typically a little bit quicker in the straight line than the Ferrari, and I think he's gotten a better run this time. Colombo goes to the inside, defends the inside. Jason careful on the brakes, doesn't commit to a move there, stays behind the Ferrari 296. Onto the gravel there for Corey Jason. Not as slick as he would have liked. now Colombo clips the gravel there. Now heads down towards the bus stop. It's full throttle for these two. Or Jason having to think about it, but it's quite easy to lose the car there. Jason late on the brakes there for Colombo. Is he going to set up the switchback? Colombo has gotten a better exit than Corey Jason on this occasion. Jason now down the inside on Colombo. Oh, Colombo has to take some avoiding action now. Jump on board with Jason here. Chasing after the rear of Mohamed Colombo's Ferrari. Jason on the inside of Colombo. Colombo sees it coming, tries to stick it around the outside, but goes onto the curb and loses a bit of traction there. And Jason overtakes, re-overtakes Colombo. Looking at the hypercar pack. Still Omar Ali from Reese Weber. 8 seconds to get now between the two cars. Omar Ali seconds quicker in that middle sector on the track. Tracker only 3 seconds off the rear wing of Reese Weber. Clash with his teammates didn't really help on the first couple of laps. And the pace Omar Ali is going in that Porsche is just insane at the moment. That is the leading car currently in hypercar, and overall Omar Ali in the number 5 Porsche Penske Motorsport. So we're looking at LMP2. This is the leading car in LMP2. The gap is not as big as in hypercar though. It is, yeah, well, only 6 seconds. The Kuismanen is working on making this gap as big as possible to Ronald Martinez, who has finally gotten past his teammate Noah Schlur. He's currently in P3, and this is a good chance for United Autosports to make some points, to make up some points. They're running P2 and P3 now, and Prema only have one car currently. There's Norbert Tracker is gaining on the second Porsche of Reese Weber. Which is currently the fight for P2 overall. Comes the LMP3 traffic. Porsche's gonna run to the back of the Mustang. Doesn't look like a big time loss though. Oh no, there's a McLaren. Oh, and that is, what is that McLaren doing on the ideal line? And I think that is Thomas Varkish. Might have made contact with Theodore Anderson. Definitely need a shortcut to look at that. But let's see what happens to Thomas Varkish here. Thanks game. Oh my lord. Is that the The current state of this internet is not helping. So, there it is. So, Varkish coming down. Camel straight into these couple of corners. Clips the gravel, loses the car, and sends the McLaren flying into a wall. And reverses onto the racing line. Oh, and Theodore Anderson hits him. That is definitely not a... Oh, oops. That is definitely a hard... Apologies. So, that is definitely not a good scenario. Looking at Omar Ali. Was the Porsche involved? And doesn't look like he's taken any major damage. Theodore Anderson into the pit lane. Noah Schlur has DNF'd the car. It's going to be McLaren as well as the BMW currently in the pit lane. Trying to get out back into the race. Back into the race. They're definitely having a harder time here. As Ronald Martinez has caught up on Jasper Kuismanen. And now we're seeing a little fight for the lead here in LMP2. Currently looks like it. Robert English is sitting in P3 now with a DNF of Noah Schlur. No idea what happened there. And that is the two cars still in the pit lane. Alex and Jules in P3, and that is Norbert Precker still chasing after the Porsche of Reese Webber. Noah Schlur, seemingly brake pedal issues. Bad luck for United Autosports. Jasper Kuismanen is working on making that gap big again. Still these two, and that is Marvin Ludwig, the Ford Mustang, into the gravel. That is the gravel trap outside Buon, and he has parked the car, brought it back to the pit lane. So that makes us 2 DNFs this race. Marvin Ludwig and Noah Schlur. These two still standing in the pit lane, waiting for the repairs to go down. This is the race leading Porsche of Omar Ali, and this is the second place Porsche of Reese Webber, who's getting chased by the 51 Ferrari of Norbert Precker. Precker runs out wide. Wish there was a track map tool for me to use. Varkish now coming out of the pit lane. Oh, that's both of them getting out of the pit lane. And they're now over 1 lap down. So let's look at the positions gained or lost. Biggest gainer of the bunch is definitely Roland Dolter in the number 95 McLaren with 5 gained positions. The biggest loser would be Joan Jean, as well as Theodore Anderson and Thomas Varkish. The energy of a hypercar group remaining. Precker definitely pushing a lot more than the cars around him, so he's going to have to come in at least one lap earlier. The current teams and Porsche Penske Motorsport with a 1-2 would definitely score a lot of points here. So Marley gets past. The McLaren of Thomas Wagershed had this horrific crash with Riedel Anderson. At the top of LMGT3, Corey Jasner has gained 3.2 seconds on Mohamed Colombo. It's still not over, not at all. It's not a big gap for Mohamed Colombo to close, and he's looking like the fastest driver over one lap. Whereas this little three-way battle is still on very much. And we still have Roland Dozer, Mauro Lataio and Ralph Kelsey, McLaren, BMW and Ferrari. And while we're at it, let's get on board with the McLaren. Currently seeing here Roland Dozer. And there goes the Ferrari on the BMW. And he gets past him. There comes an LMP2. That is the leading LMP2 of Jasper Kuismanen. Getting a bit unlucky with traffic here. That could help Ronald Martinez. Jasper Kuismanen is at the back of the McLaren. Is he going to get past him? No, he's not. Not for this turn. Ronald Martinez doesn't have any more luck than Jasper Kuismanen. He's going to get these three LMGT3 cars on his own, likely though. Look at this, look at the speed advantage the LMP2 has over the LMGT3 cars. Under braking ahead of the McLaren. Unusual sight that the LMP2 outbrakes the LMGT3 class. Knows what he's doing. Another driver that knows what that's looking like he knows what he's doing. It's Mauro Lataio. Thomas Wagershed has parked the McLaren. Leaves Riedel Anderson as the lone car that he's left down at the moment. This three-way fight in LMGT3 is still very much on, and I think there was someone going wide there. Was the McLaren? No, it wasn't. 45 Ferrari chasing down his old teammate, at least the guy he partnered last time around. So we have 1 hour remaining and 6 minutes. We are 1/3 through this race. Oh, now the McLaren clipping the grass there, allowing the Ferrari to close in even more. And now I think Rajiv Kelsey might be in striking distance of Dozer. The tire is not too far back either, and here comes an LMP2 car about to lap the LMGT3, the BMW. It's We now get to Ferrari versus McLaren. We've seen that in Formula 1 already, and that is Richard Colty, who keeps that Ferrari out of the wall. There goes the second CLX racing car. No, never mind, that is the lone Alpine in this race. Peter Anderson in the pit probably has parked the car. Might see a retirement. Yes, indeed. Fortunately, you can't blame him. He was over a lap down. Jean closing up on Cameron Thompson, having to go off the road at the Alpine. Was there potential contact between the two of them? I'm not going to use that replay feature again, that's way too lucky. Sorry on this occasion. Oops. Let's watch outside the rear of the Lexus. See the two prototypes approaching from behind. Unlucky race for those who haven't finished yet. Not yet, who haven't finished at all. And there comes the CLX Racing, followed by the Alpine. On the roof cam. John Jean chasing down CLX car, and Cameron Thompson going deep. John Jean might get a jump on him on the exit here. It's a drag race down towards the wall. Like Cameron Thompson has the upper hand at the moment. John Jean late on the brakes. Cameron Thompson even later. And now with a good old switcheroo, John Jean might be able to pull off a wonderful move here, but Cameron Thompson has a longer run. John Jean sticks it tight to the wall. Who's gonna stick behind? Nowadays they're going side by side through a Rouge. CLX car going wide, having to cut a bit. John Jean is trying everything, but he's still stuck behind the third place car. Well, between the two leaders, the gap is currently 2 seconds. Has Jasper Kuismanen potentially pushed a bit too much? It is now falling victim to tire wear. John Jean now down the inside he goes on the CLX racing car, and this time the Alpine is through. And what a move that was from John Jean. Late on the brakes. The brave of the two, definitely in this occasion, and he gets past the CLX car, but he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to catch the two cars in front of him. And currently coming down Starfield straight, Jasper Kuismanen ahead of Ronald Martinez. 2.8 seconds, 2.6 seconds now the gap, 2.4 seconds, it's going down a bit. Jasper Kuismanen looking like the quicker driver, but Martinez looking like the more consistent driver. John Jean is struggling with Mohamed Colombo, third place car, and that is going to allow the CLX car. gap between Hamilton and Courageous is still 3.9 seconds. Tragic Culty is at the back of Rowan Dozak once again. There goes the Alpine, is going to be ahead of the Lexus for the corner. CLX car will have to wait its turn. So we'll get the Lexus on the exit. They didn't really have Cameron Thompson in his hunt after Jean. Let's have a look at this little battle though, as Rajiv Culty has gone past Dozer in the McLaren. There goes the second in hypercar class, of all second on the LMGP3 grid. There goes Avi Venter. On the inside for the corner that didn't help the Ferrari whatsoever. So Ron doesn't mind have a shot at him back again. The gap is only 6/10, so everything can happen. Ronald Martinez has made a crucial mistake, which demotes him to 8 seconds down on Jasper Kuismanen. As Joe and Jean is coming in quicker and quicker, currently looking like force to be reckoned with. This is still one of the closest battles on track at the moment. So we now 57 minutes left. Not long until we reach the halfway point. Here in Spa-Francorchamps. Look at that Ferrari throwing the car through all the corners. If the championship would, or if this race would end like this, Corey Jason would definitely be the one to extend his championship lead over, yeah, basically everybody. Roland Dose is not letting anybody go of the Ferrari though. So Ferrari currently pretty down in the constructor standings. Would pick up a bunch of points here with P2 and P4. But I don't know if these two are closing in on the Lexus up the front, so we might have to look at that. Lexus obviously would stand there their margin at the top. McLaren would fall behind by a little because they got only one car remaining in this race. With an hypercar, it's looking like it's gonna be a 1-2 for Porsche at the moment. There's Nolan Cracker who's gaining on a race Weber, but then losing to Kuismanen at the same time. It's always a gain and lose game between these three. Whereas the hypercar leader just absolutely flying. Currently lapping second, Ronald Martinez. And John G is currently gaining on set driver Ronald Martinez. A bit of a silent phase of the race as we see Ronald Martinez into the pit lane. This is the undercut on Jasper Kuismanen. It's a very early stop though. John Jean goes into P2. Trying to bring the fight to Jasper Kuismanen. So let's look at the current results. In this race, currently it's Omar Ali leading out in front after 18 laps, ahead of Reese Weber, his teammate, and the two Ferraris of Norbert Parker and Human Kuismanen. Jasper Kuismanen leads LMP2 from John Jean, Cameron Thompson, Robert English, Ronald Martinez, the only car that has one of the two cars actually that has made a stop. Robert English also has made one, but she's definitely gonna have to hit again. And Ari Venter. And then in the LMGT3 class, it's currently Corey Jason leading Mohamed Colombo and Alex and Jules ahead of the second Ferrari. Then Roland Dozer in one of the McLarens. Roland Tayo in the number 46 BMW. Then the 777 Aston Martin of Ada Illen. Then Edward Penner, last car on track currently in 18th position overall. And then 94 Andersen, Thomas Walkish, Marvin Ludwig and Norschler all didn't make it. Now there goes Reese Weber on John Jean. Running out wide. Do I see rain in the Reddit's report? Is this rain approaching? It might be rain. Now Kuismanen into the pit lane, English into the pit lane. This is John G now. Running on white. Doesn't look like rain. John G temporarily takes the lead in LMP2. Kuismanen out on track. Riedel leaving the pit lane. And Ronald Martinez. Some damage it seems. Hear that, oh he's made a terrible mistake, and yes, he might have. Cameron Thompson has undercut him. Robert English and Riedel is still in the pit lane. Martinez is going to have to get 14 seconds to Cameron Thompson if he wants to get back into this race. This is currently the leading car in LMP2. At the moment, it's only the LMP2 cars into the pit lane. And the energy, the hype cars are able to go a couple of more laps. This is gonna be close for some of them. These drivers are gonna have to fuel save. At the moment, John G in the pit lane, Jasper Kuismanen now coming around Largemont. I think John G might actually come out in P2. Kuismanen, a little bit of damage there, a lot of damage actually to that Prema car. Still standing in the pit lane. Well, Martinez has caught Cameron Thompson. Little mistake there, it seems. Kuismanen definitely coming out up in the front. He might have to field save a lot more because it's gonna be pretty close for all of these other cars in fact. Martinez going, sliding, that is not helping him. John G now comes out in P2 ahead of Ronald Martinez. That is Mohamed Colombo up in front. I think that is number 55 car. Indeed, it is the number 55. With that, the entire LMP2 field has been in the pit lane. So we'll have to try. Gonna come next for them. It's definitely an unfortunate race for John G. It's good that he finds himself in P2 at the moment, but I don't think he's gonna catch Jasper Kuismanen unless Kuismanen does some mistakes. which he tends to do at times. But yeah, he's not known as a driver that is throwing ones out of the window. And Spa-Francorchamps was a really good race, a really good track for multi-class racing. Got some yellow flags. Switch to the field. Trying to find out who that could be. Might have been Ari Venter. You never know. Still, Corey Jason leads ahead of Mohamed Colombo. I know it might be bugged, but I can't really see anything for that matter regarding energy in the LMGT field. Mohamed Colombo still in the hunt after Corey Jason. We're going kind of similar paces right now. Corey Jason is just a bit more consistent than Mohamed Colombo at the moment. Oh, as a second Ferrari, the second A of course Ferrari is in the pit lane. As well as the first of the hypercars being actually both the Ferrari hypercars are in the pit lane. As well as Roland Dosick in the McLaren. There goes the race leader into the pit lane, Omar Ali. Two Ferraris have the distance. That pit stop has definitely closed between the two of them. But maybe we'll see a little fight here on Hypercar breaking out soon. The 51 leads to number 50. Oh, and McGeoff goes straight on. They definitely have gained a big warning for that. I don't think what fighting isn't what Ferrari should do here at the moment. True, Joe. The gap is widening. I don't think Kuismanen has the pace to go with Precker here tonight. And I'll see him approach the Ferrari LMGT3 of Rajiv Kalsi. And speaking about LMGT3, we got a new leader now. LMGT3, Mohamed Colombo has stayed out for one more lap, and seemingly that field saving did work out for him. Therefore, you'll be able to go one more lap than Corey Jason in number 87 Lexus. It's Mario Tayo in the number 46 BMW that many know is the Rossi BMW. It's coming out of the pits alongside a CLX car, Ari Venter. In the number 37 car. Gonna have no troubles whatsoever getting past that BMW. Have a look at the road and Dozer and Ada Ilon still in the pit lane. Edward Penner, though, coming out behind Roland Dozer. So it's Lamborghini against McLaren here. Mohammed Colombo into the pit lane. And then the AF Course team around Ferrari has definitely lost some time here against the Porsche Penske squad in the pits. But don't forget, Norbert Precker has the warmed up tires, unlike Edward Penner over here. He's struggling a lot in the Iron Lynx Lamborghini. He's currently chasing after Roland Dozer, but I don't think that he has a chance of getting through him. As the undercut worked for Mohammed Colombo, he's out on track, 17 seconds ahead of Corey Jason. But he might have underfueled that car. So he's gonna have to fuel save a lot, and that is gonna allow Corey Jason. We know he's not a championship leader for nothing. But I think Nexus hasn't had the best stop either. Second Lexus currently sitting in P3. This is your championship leader and former race leader. Number 87 Lexus, Corey Jason. Finds himself now in second place. At the top of LMP2. Still of Jasper Kuismanen. He's ahead of Joe and Jean and Ronald Martinez, who might find themselves on the road sooner than not. The gap is merely 5 seconds. And it's going down. Bit wide there for the United Autosports car. Whereas the Alpine of Joan Jean already still flying and trying to chase after Jasper Kuismanen. It's looking like the Kramer car does have a lot more pace here. Ronald Martinez went 4/10 quicker than Jasper Kuismanen in that first sector and over a second quicker than Joan Jean. Does Joan Jean have damage, or? Because Ronald Martinez is absolutely flying at the moment. And Ronald Martinez just went 2 seconds quicker in that middle section than Jasper Kuismanen and Joan Jean. If he can hold on to this pace, he might be able to catch Kuismanen towards the end. I think they're very different strategies here, though. Ronald Martinez looking like he's pushing and trying to go for a two-stopper, whereas Jasper Kuismanen and Joan Jean are trying to go for a one-stopper. And there's a little fight approaching for P2 in the LMP2 class. It's going to be Ronald Martinez right on the railing of John Jean. Let's go on board with him. So we'll be sending that car, that United Autosports car, in the chase of the Alpine in front. He's got way more straight line speed, it seems. Keep in mind those cars are completely equal, and that was a bit too much for Ronald Martinez, a bit too overextended, and that is how quick you can lose an endurance race. Very unfortunate for the United Autosports driver, for the American. So I have to try to close that gap back up again. It's also looking like we're gonna see at least one fight for the lead, being LMGT3, as Corey Jason is currently gaining on Colombo. So we're gonna see Lexus against Ferrari on the final lap. Currently pretty equal points to two. Other than that, it's not really looking like we're gonna see any fight in LMGT3. Other than that. And the gap between Ronald Martinez and Joe Genius has shrunk 2 more seconds, and really heavy on the brakes there. Ronald Martinez somehow gets a car slowed down. Martinez has closed up on the Alpine off Joe Gino once again, 1 lap later, and at this pace, the pace he's going is absolutely staggering at the moment. He's by far the quickest man in LMP2. As it seems right now, but now the dirty air is going to come to place. Don't forget, it's not anywhere remotely close to being as bad as it is in Formula 1, but it's not to be counted out either. So Ronald Martinez will have to choose a quick time for the overtake, and there might be a gap now. He's a rear of the Alpine. Ronald Martinez is gonna try to go a long way around. Maybe the old switcheroo to the inside. Joe Gino has to get that one covered. Ronald Martinez running out a little bit wide and taking up a little bit more extra space. And now he's in the toe. He's gaining on the Alpine. And by the time they're going to hit Blanchimont, he's going to send it to the left or to the right. He's going to stick it behind, actually, and maybe try to get him under braking. Joe Jean covers the inside line. Ronald Martinez finds a gap there. And Joe Jean still outbrakes him. And maybe he outbraked himself there. As now Ronald Martinez is going to have a better run. He's going to have the toe to work with. Maybe into turn 1. Is he going to try to send him down the inside? Yes, he is. No, he's not. He fails back. Trying the good old fake dive bomb here. Why send it when you got 1.5 kilometers of Campbell Straight now up ahead? And Ronald Martinez is on the rearing of that Alpine car through Rouge, and ready on they go. And now at the top speed of these LMP2 cars, they can go up to 290, maybe even 300 kilometers an hour down this long straight. And Ronald Martinez is gaining late on the brakes there for the American, trying to get past the French driver. But Joe Jean is putting an absolute masterclass of a defense right now, but he's committed too much there. Still somehow stays in front. Incredible fight between these two for P2 in LMP2, but this is costing them an awful lot of time to the leader. Question is though, have they got enough fuel, all of them, to make it till the end? Martinez down the inside, tries again, but he can't really commit, he can't really find a gap there on the Alpine. Trying everything right now to get past the blue car. Absolutely staggering fight between these two right now. Now down towards the run, down towards the bus stop at the end of this very long straight, which isn't really a straight really, it has two corners in it. And this is a beautiful angle showing the speed these two are currently going. There comes the Lexus up in front. Traffic might be a deciding factor in this, but Ronald Martinez under braking, late on the brakes, gets past the Alpine. Joe Jean is going to have a run on him on the exit. But Ronald Martinez has got a little bit better straight line speed, a little bit lighter car that United, considering how much earlier he stopped. Joe Jean tries to go for it, and Ronald Martinez with a mistake again. Oh no, these mistakes are not really helping him. He's got a lot of pace, but he keeps making mistakes. And this is not gonna have his tires either. So we got 30 minutes left in this race. Joe Jean goes past the Lexus. Corey Jason is only 9 seconds off the rear end of Mohamed Colombo. There you can see him, Corey Jason, as he lives and breathes. Ronald Martinez too aggressive there a little bit. Corey Jason already having it, and there comes a hypercar now, and now Ronald Martinez himself is getting that. This is not a good end, not the ending he would have wished for. No, it's just the bug with the stand, with the program. Well, John G is cruising to a safe P2 finish. He's gaining a bit on Jasper Kuismanen, but overall the Prema car is definitely gaining and looking like to clinch its second victory this season. We got 3 classes, all of them meeting each other on the track. Oh, and Mohamed Colombo, a bit of a turn in there into Joe Jean. It was definitely to blame on the Ferrari car. But he doesn't want to lose any time either. He's only got 6 seconds between him and Corey Jason. And there's still pretty much a fight going on between these two. As it is between these two. Martinez now left Mohamed Colombo. Flashing lights. Oh my god, I think there was just a little lobby lag there. And there is Mohamed Colombo. And there at the back is Corey Jason in the hunt after the Ferrari. Alex is screaming, it's hungry for some Italian company. He's gonna find that. Mohamed is not too far up in front of Jason. Ronald Martinez has caught Joe Jean once again. This fight is not calming down anytime soon. And you know what? Let's go on board with the United Autosports car. Desperately trying to find a way past the Alpine and going sliding on the exit once again. On the bottom, on the underfloor of that LMP2. Trying to go wide away there, and now Ronald Martinez a little bit overcommitted. And once again, it's off for the United Autosports car. This time, I believe there was contact between him and the Alpine, and they said this is a really, really dangerous spot. And I think Jean is slowing down to let Ronald Martinez go. That is some great sportsmanship between the two. Jean letting the United Autosports car go. Keep in mind, this is for second place, and these two are very much fighting for second place in the World Driver Championship as well. So, some role model sportsmanship there from Joe and Jean. You know what? You wish my pleasure. We have a request, and we want some McLaren ASMR. Here is your McLaren ASMR. I'll be tutorial for a quick second, and you'll get to see Edward Penner chasing down the McLaren of Roland Dozer for 6th position in LMGT3. So, back we are. Took a little longer. But yeah, we are here currently and still 20 minutes to go. It's still on the Jasper Kuismanen domination in LMP2. With a lead of now 64 seconds, a whole minute ahead. Well, this fight is getting real. Number 55 Ferrari against number 87 Lexus for P1. Mohamed Colombo against Corey Jason. And Mohamed Colombo, if he wants to hold on to this position, has to keep the Lexus behind for at least 18 minutes. Plus minus one lap. What I'm seeing at the moment is that Robert English is also closing in on John Jean. Looking like the Team Georgia driver has found some pace. See, look at this little battle here. Corey Jason won't have to feel safe at all against the Ferrari. He's gonna have to try his best to keep that bulky big Lexus behind. Car number 777 is currently sitting in last place in the GP3, 8 on the road. It's still a point position, nonetheless. So maybe next time around it will be a little bit better for his race. We have two fights right now. This one for GP3 and this one is that much closer. Now Joe Jean against Robert English. Towards the inside line in Bellagement. That's really committed to us. Get a prototype right up ahead. Try to get to him. A little of P3 traffic. That didn't help John Keane at all, probably. I think he's just gonna have to find his way past McLaren off Dozer. This didn't help him at all. For those of you watching at our way, that is Amos about the shark. Try to catch up to the Alpine of John Jean. And he has caught him. It's now this side. Apologies for race direction, but looking at this side right now, Mohamed Colombo fighting off the mighty Lexus of Corey Jason side by side through a whoosh! And that was contact between Mohamed Colombo and Corey Jason, and that is Corey Jason off. And that will show. And I don't think he'll be able to continue with that car. What a collision between a championship leader and the race leader. And what that move was... Well, actually, why not analyze it? Let's hope my PC won't die now going into the replay. Cheers. It's a shit idea. So, we have these two just going at it. And we have Corey Jason and Mohamed Colombo turning in as he isn't there. Expecting him to turn out, but Corey Jason seemingly has the corner. And then there's the contact. There. And there is the contact for the number 87 Lexus. Spinning around. Let's actually look at this perspective from an onboard view. This is the driver's eye. Yeah, nothing you could have done there. So, we'll have to see what stewards will have to say about that. And Martinez has had to stop. He's now gonna have to, oh whoops, sorry. Is now gonna have to try to get to John Jean, which shouldn't be too much of a problem considering this lack of pace at the moment. And Robert English. The Hertz Team Jota car. Could be on for P2 finish here. Indeed. Mohammed turned in. We'll see what the stewards have to say about that. The post-race stewards. Very unfortunate incident there for the championship leading Lexus. And surely a penalty for the number 55 Ferrari. Which would be something as extra weight. Because that wasn't a little incident, that was absolutely ginormous incident that sent the Lexus off into the barrier. It's looking like everything is solved and settled. With 10 minutes to go. Drama unfolded here. Actually, there might be two fights coming up between Edward Penner and Ronald Dozer. Those two are currently going the same pace though. And potentially Kelsey and Alderich's son Jules, who's the lone Lexus in this race now. Yes, indeed, it is really dangerous to take this corner side by side with GT3 cars. But it is definitely possible, so my opinion is that the number 55 Ferrari just turned in on the number 87 Lexus there, which could be something like a 20 kg penalty for the upcoming race. It's definitely gonna have an ugly taste for Mohamed Colombo in this victory. With the chance of not even making it. And Jasper Kuismanen has had to do a second stop it seems, and there is Ronald Martinez who's also having to do a second stop. You know who won't have to do a second stop? Joan Jean. So it's looking like it's going to be P2 for the Alpine. Robert English into the pit lane now. with 10 minutes to go. Here comes the United car. The Aaron Venter and Cameron Thompson not really being a threat to the United car. Not the United car, the Toyota car. We have 8 minutes remaining. Now the previous gap is really closing down. From number 60, Iron Lynx Lamborghini. The gap between him and the McLaren on front is 4.4 seconds. Get between third place Lexus, second place Lexus, and third place Ferrari. Remains at 5 seconds. During last lap times, the Ferrari took 1/10 out of the Lexus. Whereas the best lap time isn't that much different, but it's looking like the Lexus is a little bit quicker than the Ferrari overall. So, 6 more minutes, that equals about 3 more laps, and let's look at the overall leader. It's just lapped Cold Mass. What is very dominant it is. Then again, still looking for some competition, so if you're a quick hypercar driver, the 2 Toyotas and one of the Cadillacs now is still up for grabs. Yeah, we did. Yeah, exactly, Corey Jason. Not too happy about Mohamed Colombo. Obviously, you can take everything to the stewards and they'll find respective penalty. If it is a disqualification, then it is a disqualification. But yeah, please take everything to the stewards so he can be penalized. You have money, you can buy your own, Timo. I mean, you're definitely gonna lose points, but if you mean lose points to him, then I mean, a disqualification, it depends on how many incidents, but this is definitely at least 20 extra kg for at least 2 races. What he did there. In my opinion, obviously, I'm not a steward. at the moment this is looking like battle that we might see in the next 2 laps. Joe Jean against Ronald Martinez. Joe Jean onto the grass there. Don't get confused, that car up in front ahead of Omar Ali is a lapped LMP2 car. So even lapped for Joe Jean. He's gonna lap that car as well with 3 minutes on the clock. Controversy surrounding this race. And definitely a thriller here in Spa. Not as exciting as the previous 2. But again, not bad. Not I'd say not half bad for a first ever season outside of F1 yet. So with that, I think we're gonna see 2 more laps of this race leader, and it's absolute crazy dominance once again from this driver Omar Ali. This is how you overtake into, or how you let someone safely by into a rouge. If it means you're going wide, one of you is going wide, then one of you is going wide, but at least no one is landing into a wall. It's landing in a wall. Yeah, absolute domination. Lapping one of the Ferraris. Not this right here, not this Ferrari that you see right here, but the other Ferrari instead. So let's have a look at the fight for P2. Second of the Lexus cars. Alexander Jules against Jeff Kelsey. In the number 54 Ferrari. Yeah, I saw. I didn't mean you with that. It was kind of a turn in. The stream, if you need the stream footage, has to crash on it, even in slow mo. Yeah, which is a reckless move, I have to say. Yeah, with the hypercar, it's gonna get a bit. It's gonna get a bit better, hopefully. At least once we get more competition, then it's gonna attract more people. But yeah, we start the final lap of this race. At least Omar Ali starts. What a display of dominance it has been once again from Porsche Penske Motorsport. Long desired 1-2, the first time ever a team 1-2s in any class in NXT after just 3 races. And with Isaac Busby not racing, that does not only mean it's a 1-2 in Spa, that means it's a 1-2 in the hypercar standings. Ron Martinez really at the box again. So the time is up, and we've got precisely 2 more sectors of racing, because once this driver with another extraordinary performance crosses the line, the time will be up. And it is Omar Ali who lets from lap 1, turn 1, pole position, lets every single lap. That is how you top a Grand Slam. Omar Ali rounds the final corner. It's not only a Grand Slam, it's a Super Grand Slam. A perfect weekend for Porsche. Omar Ali to win the 90 minutes of Spa. Goes back to back here in Spa-Francorchamps and starts off the season with a third consecutive podium finish. So let's have a look at it real quick. Mohamed Colombo into the pit lane. Finished the race already. This is surely gonna be interesting. What stewards say with post-race penalties. But now Porsche they may have won with a Super Grand Slam, but it's even better. P2 in practice, P2 in qualifying, and P2 in the race. It is almost... Is that an Alpine? That is an Alpine out of fuel, and that does mean that Robert English has managed to score P2 on the final lap. Where was I? Exactly. P2, perfect weekend for Porsche. 1-2. Reese Webber clinches P2. Ronald Martinez P3. And Joan Jean has run out of fuel on the final lap. Jasper Kuismanen wins LMP2. Does he have enough to get over the line? Or is someone... I don't think he got enough. I don't think he has enough. He's gonna finish P4 probably. Unless someone pushes him to the line. Joan Jean DNFs on the last lap. The last turn. Ronald Dozer P5, Edward Penner P6, and Ada Illen, last car on track, the Aston Martin number 777. D-Station Racing is going to pick up a P7 and some valuable points for Aston Martin. And is the last car that is going to cross the line with a nice finish here for Ada Illen and Aston Martin. So, whoops, this is the right one. Well, it didn't even get to the proper, result, and to the proper intro. This is what I wanted to say. So, whoops, results day, and it is overall Omar Ali that wins from Reese Webber and the two Ferraris of Norbert Pracker and Human Korkmaz. Jasper Kuismanen in P5 and LMP2 P1. Robert English P2 after a last lap drama for Joan Jean. Ronald Martinez P3 and then P4 P5. The two cool racing cars. CLX Racing. Mohamed Colombo with a dramatic win, a very controversial win in LMGT3. Then Aldrich St. Jules in P2. Rajiv Khalsi in P3, Mauro Latayo P4, Roland Dozer P5, Edward Penner P6, and Ada Illen P7 in LMGT3. Joan Jean DNF in the last turn, running out of fuel. Corey Jason after that horror crash in Eau Rouge. Theodore Anderson and Thomas Walkisch making contact, resulting in both of them DNFing, and Marvin Ludwig and Norschler in the opening stages of this 90-minute race. So, indeed, there will be some post-race penalties. But now let's get into the interview section, because, yes, ladies and gentlemen, there will be an interview section. Uh, and there will be lost my ability to type English. So, no, we do not need that. Well, we shall start the stage. Then invite the people to join. So, everybody is allowed to join, to give their thoughts. Don't mind the old NXT Season 5 screen for Formula 1. But yeah, this is currently these are the current results. Fantastic 1-2 for Porsche, a dominant win for Jasper Kuismanen with a fantastic second place podium for Robert English, and then the dramatic GT3 win with the horror crash between the two leaders. So raise your hands. You have this little button at the top right with show request if you would like to join, Jasper Kuismanen being the first driver. So, Mr. Kuismanen or Jasper, wait, let me turn you louder. So, extraordinary win after the somewhat horrible Fuji race last week. How are you feeling? How are the emotions after this race? Yeah, what a dominant win it was. I saw you were in the end on the two-stopper, which was the winning strategy for every driver. I don't know if you saw what happened to the Alpine of Jean in the... Yeah. So, next, now you have a pretty comfortable championship lead now with that. And in constructors as well. And you'll definitely need that because your teammate won't be there for... I know at least the next race might be for Le Mans as well, which will be pretty unfortunate. He will be there for Monza, but not for Le Mans. Okay, then I received some different information from him. But yeah, how are your thoughts on the next race? I know you're pretty confident in Monza, but what about Le Mans? So for the next couple of races, what do you think who will be more challenging, the Alpine crew or the two United Autosports car? Because today both cars actually had some pace, it seemed. So that does sound pretty good thus far. And from my side, there aren't any more questions. Are there from yours? Okay, then thank you for your time. And we'll bring the next driver onto the stage, being Mohamed Colombo. So, Mr. Colombo, first of all, good day and a very nice result there for you in LMGT3. You must be feeling pretty good, but it's obviously this question has to come. That crash, what happened there in Eau Rouge in the final stages of this race with Corey Jason? Yeah, and Eau Rouge is not really a place to go side by side with the GT3 cars. Usually it ends up in one of them running out off road, and well, this time it didn't go as well as it did for some other cars before. So luckily he seems to be okay. But it will definitely spark a conversation in the stewards room, which could bring a penalty. So you think you would be, even with potential extra kilos, would you be able to compete in Monza, because your qualifying pace today was on top? And then obviously the big one, Le Mans. We're all looking forward to that race with extra GT3 cars and Hyper and LMP2 and basically everything being recruited for that. So how do you think your championship chances are gonna be after this race now? Because you're pretty down. You're pretty far down. Yeah, we definitely saw that today. What was the thought behind your strategy, by the way? Because you had a massive undercut there, overcut actually on Corey Jason, and gained like 20 seconds there. Yeah, usually Spa is not that bad of a track for the tires, like for example Bahrain, and this is, and yeah, that would explain why he was that quick in the last stint, because usually you don't stop for 90 minutes here. You can definitely double stint these tires. So, that sounds like a still happy Ferrari driver. We'll definitely see that incident in the steward room, but I don't have anything more to add. If you don't mind, then we'll bring on the next one. All right, thank you for your time then. And the overall winner. So, come onto the stage now. First of all, the name. I know. Is it Omar Ali? Does that work from the pronunciation? Okay, super. So, what was also super was your pace today. A beautiful super grand slam, actually, I think. You led every lap. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, the Porsche must have felt amazing today, because that qualifying time was absolutely staggering. Yeah, I think that was like a 59 points. What's point 7? I'm not entirely sure about it. Yeah, but it's looking like a very dominant season thus far now with Nicholas Ulrich not being able to get any more races done, unfortunately, as you let us know today. So we'll try to have to recruit some new Toyota drivers so we can get somewhat of a fight for the win, because right now, absolute domination. Do you think you would be able to replicate that every race and get a really dominant season? So I haven't even seen the best of him. That is scary. Yeah, the hypercar field definitely needs some stocking up. It's a bit hard for the drivers, and it doesn't help that the grid is this slow. With the LMP2 cars, it's definitely something you don't see a lot, but I mean, there's a reason you don't see LMP2 cars a lot anymore with all of these hypercars. So, would you, what, do you have any wishes for season 2 regarding the future? Yeah, and then bring them in. Maybe make a second split and bring them in for Spa and Le Mans with a big 60 car grid. Yeah, I don't have anything really to add to that. Enjoy your victory, and thanks for coming by. See you next time. So, I don't think there's anyone raising their hand anymore at the moment. So that will be it for the interviews of today's race. Thanks for tuning in. To everyone in the stream, thanks for watching. And see you guys next time around. It's when we hit Monza.